What's up, agents? Zero here, welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I'm actually here on my redstone testing world because I want to share with you guys this seamless 4x4 vault door that I recently constructed. Now, before I go any further, this took me like two and a half hours to build, so quite some time, which is why I actually did not have a video uploaded yesterday, and I do apologize. But I'm actually rather impressed with myself for being able to pull this off. It is not compact by any means, so I know that for some people, this is definitely not a pleasant sight. But regardless, I'm rather happy with the end result, and I do have these set to pressure plates with some a little bit of a timer so that you can actually go ahead and walk through. But I'm actually going to go ahead and take that apart for the time being because I want to show you guys what this looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put down a lever here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's get rid of that. So what exactly is a vault door? Well, this is obviously one type of vault door that you would end up seeing. It is not flush. You do have an indent in the middle, and depending on how large the vault door, you may have more indents than this, but generally speaking, this is what a vault door would look like. So I can go ahead and open this up, and as you can tell, it opened up, and as I said before, this is 100% seamless. You cannot see any of the redstone components, which is actually pretty handy, and I keep falling off this by mistake. This isn't even me messing up in recording. This has been happening to me the entire time working on this. But regardless, you cannot see any of the redstone inside of the actual door itself, which that, at least for me, is kind of impressive. And the reason being is because I am actually using slime blocks inside of this machine, and normally when someone builds something that uses this type of piston extender, which I will explain that in a little bit more detail in just a moment, normally you would have, for example, obsidian somewhere in here exposed so that the slime blocks don't actually stick to anything and cause issues. But as you can tell, that is not the case, and obviously obsidian is not the only option, technically speaking. You can use glazed terracotta. There are also a bunch of other blocks as well, but you guys get the point. But yeah, so let me go ahead and close this door back up, and there we go. So we've got it fully closed up, and something I have not shown off just yet is that actually is the exact same on the other side. It is completely seamless, not only when it's open, but also on both sides when it's closed. I am not doing well landing on this platform. But regardless, I'm rather proud of this. And for those of you who are wondering, no, this is not going to be a tutorial. However, I will be doing a tutorial if you guys happen to be interested. So make sure to let me know that down in the comment section. And maybe in a future video, I may go ahead and do that for you guys. But I'm going to, at least for the sake of this video, try to explain what's going on. I know some people who are going to be watching this video may not be super familiar with certain redstone mechanic, which is perfectly fine. So I will do my absolute best to explain this as simply as I possibly can. Those of you who are redstone engineers may get bored by this because, oh, like, this looks super simple. I know exactly how that works. And I apologize if that's the case, but again, as I said, some people don't really understand redstone mechanics very well, and I want to make this as simple as possible for them. So what exactly is going on with this build? Well, first off, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So what we have going on here is, first off, this double piston extender, apparently I can't speak, down here in the center. I'm actually going to leave these pistons here for the time being. These are technically regular pistons, but I don't want to mess with things up. But this double piston extender, what's going to happen is that it's first going to try to push this top piston, and then it's going to push this bottom piston. But because the redstone is not properly lined up, this bottom piston is not going to go anywhere when it first gets powered. But as soon as this one does, then we'll get better. So basically, double piston extenders have to be powered in a very specific order, and that goes for pretty much all piston extenders. So I don't know how well this is going to show off because it does happen very quickly, but I will do what I can. See if that actually ends up working. And I forgot that it's powered on the other side, though. Not going to work. So let's go ahead and do that. And so yeah, again, it was kind of hard to see right off the bat, but hopefully you guys get what I'm trying to say. So this piston on top extended first, and then the piston in the back extended second. It actually does the opposite in reverse when it's opening up. And so you guys probably saw that just briefly before these outer pistons extending, because obviously these blocks right here, they would get pulled in by the slime blocks, but they get pushed out so that appears completely seamless. This happens on pretty much both sides, not only on the left and right, but also front and back, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's actually pretty simple to understand. Again, if you guys are not really super familiar with redstone, it's still confusing. I do apologize, but I, at the very least, did the best that I could. Now, we also have these pistons up top, and we have the same setup down and bottom as well. These just simply extend and retract. There's really nothing special about them, but they do at least help with the door. But the next thing I want to discuss are these pistons down here, because these are actually what is making the entire thing 100% seamless. And I had to spend quite a bit of time getting the repeater timings down correctly, because apparently 1.14.20 ended up breaking some things here in my testing world, unfortunately. So I had to do a lot of adjusting. But regardless, these are actually going to go ahead and extend the blocks out when the door is open, and then retract them back up when the door gets closed, so that they don't get stuck to the slime blocks and cause the machine to break. Because trust me, I've tested this a number of times without this in, or if it actually just straight up messes up, the door just basically breaks. Just take my word for it. So yeah, it's really kind of hard to explain. I did do the very best I could, and it was kind of complicated, at least for me to put together. But regardless, at least it ended up working out in the end. I'm actually really happy with the result itself. And actually, while I go ahead and very briefly set back up the actual pressure plates and the timer, because that's what I originally had set up, as you already saw, so that you can walk through both sides without an issue. But regardless, you guys hopefully get the point that I'm trying to get across here. I mean, mainly just for someone who made it, I think it's rather impressive. And some of you might be asking, like, why are there no honey blocks or observers in this build? Well, observers, we don't really have the whole piston spinning out their blocks mechanic inside of Bedrock Edition. And honey blocks, well, admittedly, I could use that, but I couldn't really think of a really good way to pull what I wanted to pull off in this build using both slime blocks and honey blocks. I think I did rather well with just simply using slime blocks. So I guess in a sense, this is a really old school style piston door in a sense, using pretty much nothing but the basics. And it works out really well, at least in my opinion. And as I did previously mention, I'm not doing a tutorial on this unless you guys happen to be interested in seeing that thing. I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys the proof of concept for this door, because again, it is a completely massive build. It's not compact by any means, and I'm sure there are probably people who could figure out how to compact this a little bit better. I'm not going to deny that, but at the very least, it does exactly what it's supposed to, which is the whole point of what I was trying to accomplish, like I said. But yeah, other than that, this is actually where I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more, make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Serious. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I'll see you guys later.